Hello, what a wonderful day it is today. My name is Esther Leru and this is Mlimani Discussion Forum, MDF, a program actually designed to actually discuss on matters that are crucial and are of importance to the society, be it social, politics, economics, technology, you name it. Today I have our co-host beside me.
Yes, my name is Hagai Imbogo.
And we are also joined by a guest who goes by the name Emmanuel Lemoy. He is a social development advocate and has also worked for several NGOs before, and he will be actually a very good panelist here today in our discussion. Now, according to Gatmaker Institute, this is an institute which is leading in terms of research and policy organization which aims at advancing sexual and reproduction health worldwide. So according to this institute, in Tanzania, around 2015 to 2019, there were a lot of pregnancies. In figures, it was about 2,930,000, and that is annually. And of these, now 1,340,000 pregnancies were unintended. Let me repeat this for you. 1,340,000 pregnancies were actually unintended. You might see that this is a very, very enormous number, very huge number. So this is actually very, very crucial, and that is why we are saying this is Mlimani Discussion Forum, where we bring matters that are very crucial. You may see that this is very crucial, and we are going to discuss this today.
Yes, this matter is not vital by looking by the numbers alone, but hence it's vital for reporting and discussing all about it here today at Mlimani Discussion Forum.
Thank you so much, Hagai, and let me welcome you all as we are about to discuss this, because you are going to gain a lot of information as we are about to scrutinize this topic. Now, coming back to you, Mr. Lemoy, first of all, it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
So, can you please actually introduce yourself, give us a bit of background about you and your life, what you actually studied, what you deal with.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me to the program.
Yes.
Actually, my name is Emmanuel Lemoy.
Yes.
From Iringa, where I've just been raised, but also after being raised there at Iringa, I've just able to go to school from primary, secondary, and thereafter I've just able to attend the colleges, which is a Community Development Institute from Arusha, where I've just able to attending the course Community Development.
Yes.
Okay. Thereafter, I've just also continued myself to attending different courses. But before, I used to work with a different organization known as SOS Children Villages.
Okay.
It has different branches, but I've got an opportunity to work with the branches founded in Arusha, but it's specifically a program called the Family Strengthening Program. They have just able to engage myself, helping the community in different matters. But apart from being a social worker, also until now I'm just dealing or studying the journalism course until now. But at least that's my short history.
Okay, thank you so much. So you have said about something, NGO, you have worked for SOS, Children's Villages, if I'm not mistaken. So what were you actually doing in that organization, and what does that non-government organization stand for?
Actually, as I've just explaining before, that SOS, it's a non-organization.
Yes.
But for now, I'm not working with them. But for the time I used to work with them, I used to be a social worker,
Yes.
and being a social worker and working with the SOS, a special FSP program.
Okay.
Basically, we were dealing to strengthen the family.
Families. Okay.
Yes, in different matters. You know, in our community, most of community, they are facing different problems, their challenges. Family, they are not able to even take care for their children.
Okay.
So SOS is there for helping those family who are not able to raise their kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means we truly have a large number of families that are actually unstable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think that this is because of this topic of ours, unintended pregnancies? That how does that come in with the family stability?
Okay. Unintended pregnancy with the family.
Yeah, with the family stability.
Actually, you know, in the family,
Yes.
when you talk about an intended pregnancy, it's something which it's not planned.
It was not
It's
actually
happening.
the plan at all.
Yes.
Yes, so it will not be good if a family has maybe a daughter and he's proceeding with the school matters.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if she getting a pregnancy,
Yes.
that means even the future for that lady.
Won't be good.
Yes. So
At the end
that's
of the
also go to direct to disappointing the family, include father and mother. That's what is happening.
So, you know, like unintended pregnancy is actually very bad because it means that you did not plan for that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, for a woman, let's say I get pregnant, that means everything will just be in shackles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had planned to go for my master's,
Mm-hmm.
for my further studies, but again, that means I have to stay now because I'll need to have a baby. Okay, take care of my baby, raise my baby. So it is very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at
So that's
some
what
point.
is happening.
Yeah. Meaning that we should actually advocate for more plan. Okay, we should actually plan before engaging in such acts because at the end of the day, it is affecting a lot of people and can actually affect even that kid,
Mm-hmm.
not just the mother and the father, but also the kid.
Sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, moving on. The issue of unwanted pregnancies. Most of the victims or who are involved in this kind of problem or challenges that is happening in our society are young women who are in the universities,
Mm-hmm.
who are engaged in unprotected sex, and most of the times we generally think that they are educated, they should be educated, and they are already adults.
Mm-hmm.
So they will make important decisions regarding their sexual life. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening in the educational institutions,
Mm-hmm.
and the number of unwanted pregnancies is increasing, and people in the universities, they are affected by sexual transmitted diseases, and the number keeps on going higher and higher every day.
Mm.
On your side, what do you think is the root cause of this problem?
Okay, the root of the problem for those, students
Yes.
from the universities get pregnant and also having maybe diseases, sexual transmitted diseases.
Yes.
You know, this thing started maybe from the family.
Okay.
The person he has been raised or she has been raised,
Okay.
and also that will have an impact to that person when he or she go to the university.
Okay.
Maybe showing his maybe a degree. So what he or she could be imparted at the point from the family he has been raised can bring an impact to him or her in the terms of making decision.
Yes.
Yes, while he or she in the university.
Okay.
So
Then
that
cut
will-
you over there shortly. But sometimes these students, they might be raised in a family whereby they are religious and
Yes.
they are expected to do the bidding or what they have been told by their parents.
The parents,
But
but
once they reach in the universities, they led astray. They are not doing what they've been told at home, and eventually they end up being having unwanted pregnancies or even being infected. So what do you say about those kind of people who have been raised in the right way, but they decide to take the wrong way?
Wrong way.
Yes.
So there you remind me, there is a thing called leadership skills.
Leadership, okay.
Most of university students, they lack leadership skills.
Okay.
When you have leadership skills, that means you have an ability to identify yourself.
Yes.
You identify your future, where you go, what you have to do, what you don't have to do, depending on your future, depending on your career maybe. So most of students, they lack can I say, leadership skills.
Yes.
If you have a leadership skills, at least you can discover what is within you, and at least to try to protect from what can I say, those
engaging in those sexual
yes.
acts or
Yes.
yes.
So leadership skills, it's one among the important skills for the ladies, for the youth in the universities.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I can add something over there. You know, when it comes to university, let's assume a girl or boy has just come from a boarding school, and the boarding school was actually very tight, okay?
Yes.
But then even coming at home, very tight, okay?
Almost
You have a very
especially
tight
if they are
timetable.
coming from a single gender school.
Yes,
That's
yes,
a bit of a
like
problem,
everything
right?
tight,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Single gender school, and then maybe just girls or only boys, and then goes to the university. Now, we're talking about a person who is experiencing like freedom for the first time, experiencing that total freedom. Now, that person would want to taste almost everything. Let me remind you that the parent is not there watching. There is neither the parent nor the guardian, okay? So at the end of the day, that person will actually try everything, be it alcohol, be it those sexual acts, and many more. So I think that is one of the causes when it coming to leading, okay? One cannot lead him or herself. And also peer pressure, okay? You might find a person who is very well mannered, okay, in the university, but first year, nice, second year, you know, the other people who are telling him or her, you know what, you need to cheer up, okay, you need to become like us, okay, and so that person starts to act like them, and that leads to the unintended pregnancy. And at the end of the day, you do something that you never actually planned. I think that was a very, very good point. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, and also moving on, we have also seen the rise of single motherhood in our society today. That's unfortunately that is happening right here in Tanzania, but in the past it was not usually like that.
Yes.
And we are seeing that it's not happening only on the ordinary people, but also even big and famous celebrities and all the other famous people who are known in our society. Now, it's really becoming a trend right now. And what can you say about this, and also the issue of single parenting being an outcome of unwanted pregnancy?
Yeah, sure. That's a big problem.
Yes.
Just to take a time and research among married mothers, 68%, over 24% are single mothers.
Okay.
So there is a big a number of single mothers from those mothers who are getting married.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it's very challenging. It's very challenging being a single mother, and then you try to take the chance of your partner.
Yes. That means you are in that position of the absent
So you
partner.
carry two things.
Like you're actually playing two roles, a
Yes.
father and a mother role.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. So there is a big weakness that is happening.
Yes.
Well, the mother trying to be the father at the same time being a mother, and remember that nowadays even mothers they have tried to work even overtime
Yes.
At least to play the role of being a father at the same time being a mother. So sometimes it's happened they lack even the leisure time, you know, because of that.
They don't actually have the time for themselves.
Yes, you know.
Yeah, like
so
you go to the spa, the saloon, taking care of yourself. Yeah.
So it's very challenging. It's very challenging. So that's also make an impact for the unexpected pregnancy.
Yes.
Yes, for those maybe daughters.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's what is happening because they have very few time even to take care for their kids.
Okay.
Yes.
So specifically as an outcome of unwanted pregnancy or unintended pregnancy, I think this has been very, very bad, and you might say it's a catastrophe for nowadays because there's so many single parents, and people are actually idolizing this. What can you say about it? They're actually idolizing this, like single parent. You know, you're a single mom, and it's cool. And I think there are other young girls who look up to those celebrities who are actually also single parents. And I'm not saying that single parenting is that bad, because there are other single parents whereby they did not become single parents by choice, but it was because maybe of domestic violence, and we also have people whose husbands are dead, you know. But there are others who actually became single parents because of unintended pregnancy. What about that? I think there's so much effects in that, with how the kids are going to be raised. It's really causing a debacle. Really bad. It's a disaster, I can say.
Sure.
It's really bad. Yes.
Well, getting back to what she had said.
Kabla hapo mkumbushe mtazamaji kwamba kipindi ni nini, alafu
Ndio alikuwa anafuata Hagai.
ndio alikuwa anafuata.
Hagai ndio anakumbusha.
Sawa.
Dear viewers, this is Mlimani Discussion Forum from Mlimani TV, Elim Kwanza, and we are continuing with our topic today, which is unintended pregnancies and their effects in maintaining family stability in our society. Now, back to what she had said on the issue of single motherhood and some of these women or some of these young girls who are praising or idolizing these kind of women who they say they don't need a man in their lives, whether being the issue of taking care of the kid by acquiring or having the basic needs, which is food, shelter, and clothes. They have this mentality which is being independent, that kind of thing. What can you say about those children, be it a young boy, who has been raised by a single mother and without the absence, the father
figure,
or any father figure, be it an uncle, grandfather, just being raised by the woman only? What are some of the effects, or how will this child be psychologically?
You know, being a single mother, as I have just said before,
Yes.
it's very challenging. It's very stress.
Yes.
Not only to the mother, even to that kids.
Yes.
So we are expecting that kid that he has been raised with a single mother to, of course, there are kids who are good in the future, but very rare.
Yes, and I can
Because
actually say
they
kudos
miss-
to those mothers, yes.
You have just said.
Yeah, I would say kudos to those mothers who have actually brought up boys to become men, and they're actually raising them by themselves. Like, congratulations to those women.
Yeah, sure.
100%. Yeah.
So there are mothers who have just tried themselves to fight for their own, to make sure that they are break the party, but it's very challenging to that kids because they lack something from their fathers.
Yes.
You know, so that's what is happening. So there is a big result. There is a big result for those kids who have been raised with only a single mothers. Yes, this is because the mother she's very busy sometimes, so she lack the time for even to take care for the kids because of maybe what can I say, professional responsibilities. Yeah, so that's the thing we have to try to find the way to minimize this big number of the single mothers every day.
Okay, so we're saying that it is actually important for a kid to have both figures, as in mother figure and father figure in the family, because they all actually add up to something in that child, psychologically, emotionally, and everything. So we should actually not deprive the children of that right. And if we continue with this unintended pregnancy, that means we'll be depriving these children of that right.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is very important.
Yes, and also I can remember there was this American rapper by the name of Tupac Shakur who died in 1996.
Yeah.
In one interview, he said that he would have been a better person and not been involved in any gang membership, yes, or maybe to be involved in evil ways that are not acceptable in the society if he would have been raised by his own father. Although when he was growing up, he was raised by his stepfather, whereby his mother had divorced his biological father, which he, I think that's the reason why he ended up in prison, and also he was also being involved in other activities which are not acceptable in society, and also being accused of other immoral acts, especially to women. I think most the father in the society has a really great role in the part of disciplining a child. What can you say on the side of the girl or the woman, the young lady who has not been raised by the father? Do you think that most of these women who are not, let's say, they are not good morally, or they are doing acts which are immoral in the society, is it because of the absence of the father?
It might be true sometimes, because you know, the father, he might has something to contribute to the growth of behavior of her heart, his daughter.
Yes.
So that's also, we have to believe that if the father, he is absent.
Yes.
So we are expecting also to miss something from the father to the daughter.
Okay.
Yes. So 2 is better than 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're advocating actually for both parents to raise their kids together, and for those maybe who are divorced or whatsoever, there should actually be like a blended family, as in you actually have to continue raising that kid together despite not being living together, actually, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So do you think that most Tanzanians have enough knowledge regarding the issue of family planning, like the use of contraceptives, you know, abstaining from sex? Do you think that they have this knowledge?
Yes, of course, I can say they have that knowledge, because organization, they have tried to put the efforts to make sure that community and the society from different places, they are coming aware concerning about the issue of contraceptives. And I've just been happy to see, even at this area, I've just found in somewhere the condom, they're just there, and they just describing by the word that you can take it for free.
Okay, exactly.
So the things it's everywhere now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, because still we have seen people are just experiencing maybe unexpected pregnancy and other issues of not using. So, but this knowledge, it's everywhere. Non-organization, even the government now have tried to push, but still it's a challenge. Yeah, still it's a challenge. I don't know, people, they are ignoring or what is happening, but this education now is everywhere. Everybody knows that the importance and non-importance for a person to use or not use contraceptives. Yes.
Okay. And do you think actually a talk or a discussion about contraceptives in our families is a taboo? Like, you don't expect a person in the family to talk about it, and if you talk about it, maybe the family would actually shy away from it, like, no, don't speak about that. Do you think that is still happening in our society?
Yes, it's still happening, especially in religious institutions.
Okay.
Yes, religious institutions, until now, they don't believe about
talking about such things. Okay.
yes,
Contraceptives. They do not actually acknowledge that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, for those who are going through that attitude, I believe they facing the challenging disadvantages that is happening for not even applying those contraceptives ideology. But on other sides, people, they have just coming aware, and there is a few number of people who are using it, but still there is a small number of people who are away from that beliefs, especially in religious institutions.
Okay. Hagai, okay.
Yes.
When you're growing up, you have gone through the development stage, the puberty stage, they say.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this? Did your family ever talk to you about sexual reproductive health? How you should actually behave? How you should actually do? Did they ever sit you down and talk to you about it?
Yes, the good thing is that on my side I've been raised in a conservative religious family.
Okay, so you're from a very conservative
conservative religious family, whereby my parents, they told me the ABCs of all about I need to know about the sexual reproductive education, and all about saying abstinent, not to engage in any sexual act before getting into the union, which is the union between man and woman that is called marriage. And it has helped me quite a lot. Not only did I get that education from my parents, but also at school. There were different organizations where they came over there and they educated us about all about that we needed to know about all about sex, all about using contraceptives and all other things. And also the media, I can say the media back in the days, they were also, I'm not saying that these days they're not doing, but they, back in the day,
it was very active.
Yeah, it was very active, whereby they produce even artistic works, maybe through television dramas,
plays, the magazines.
Yes.
I remember we usually liked very much to read those magazines.
Even through comics and all other things that they can use to attract the youth, because in order to attract or to make someone to understand, you must also speak in their language. So maybe if they want to send a message to maybe the youth, maybe they can use a musician to sing a certain song about those issues that are occurring in the society, then they need to be educated.
Actually, I remember reading those magazines and the comic books. They're actually very nice to read. I think that was one of the ways that were actually excellent, to mobilize and actually engage the youth there, because you cannot just write a whole magazine, just words for, and I expect for a teenager or a youth or even a child to read it. When we just actually put it in comics.
In cartoons.
Animations.
Quite interesting.
Very interesting and very informative. Very interesting, actually. And on your side, what about your family? Did your family ever talk to you about this stuff, or you just learned it at school?
Badly enough, I've just been raised in a pastor family, so I've just...
So they didn't mention anything?
I don't remember if there is any day happening that we sit together and just try to tell me about it. Contraceptives. As I said before, that they disappoint those issues, because when you talk about contraceptive, that means you are engaging in a sexual act. You see?
That is the idea that you had in your mind. Like, if we talk about it, this person will actually go engage.
And that's a sin, you know?
So
they don't want us to engaging in those issues, in those matters. So time for them to talk with us about contraceptive, that's not happening. So what is happening, we learn from different systems, like informal education, as you have just said. While you are in school, at least you can meet with
those organizations.
At least you can come aware and you see, okay, this is a thing that I have just to understand and make sure if I'm just going through this way, I have to take care of myself, make sure that I'm using it, although you have not been
taught.
Been told.
With your parents.
Okay.
Yes.
But what do you think? What about your children? Are you going to do that to your children too, or are you actually going to educate your children first without getting that education from school?
Actually, myself, I'll not do the same from my parents. What I'll do is make sure that I'm just training and educating my kids, because I know nowadays we're not staying with our kids for all the years. Sometimes we send them to schools, and so they go and they're starting engaging in different matters. And it's true that different youths, when they come to colleges, to university, they start in different behavior like sexual. You see? So I'll try to make sure that I'm just having a discussion with them, and at least to put an awareness. So if they go and decided to starting maybe engaging in sexual act, they know what to do before.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's very challenging if you have using your money, sending your kids to university, and then when they come back, maybe they come back with HIV, they're pregnant, then we found a family instability. So it's very important, and me, I'll make sure that I'll put in action.
Okay, so according to UNESCO, it says that Tanzania's elevated teenage pregnancy rates show that children and adolescents have an acute need for life-saving and protective information, yet comprehensive sexuality education is still lacking in schools. In 2017, Human Rights Watch found that many girls lacked basic knowledge of reproductive health. Often girls and women access vital information on sexuality and reproductive health only after they are pregnant or give birth. So they actually have that information after the unintended pregnancy has occurred. The pressure has always been put on girls either to abstain or use contraceptives. What about men? Don't men actually need that much attention as the girls do? Like, it's always the NGOs about girls. I rarely hear about boys, and they actually play a vital role in this.
Maybe I can say maybe it has been observing maybe the greater impact to girls compared to boys. You know, ladies or girls they get pregnant, they same to the diseases. So at least boys only disease, but when it comes to girls pregnancy, at least disappointing even the future for that an individual person. So that's why maybe non-organizations and government organizations, they have just maybe focusing only on girls, and not maybe boys. But it's not something good also, because we are expecting boys also in a future to become leaders and to become maybe professionalism in the different sectors. So we have to put also an attention to them, at least to abstain them from being affected with the diseases.
Boys are as important too. I actually urge the government and the non-government organization to also look upon this, because I think that at times the boys is like, you know, girls, everything goes, but boys, what about boys? Because they're actually the cause of this at the end of the day. A woman cannot get pregnant without the man, without that boy. Hagai, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, another thing regarding to what my fellow host has said on the issue of only focusing on the women or the young girls. We see that most of these women who have been a victim of unwanted pregnancies, they are also the issue of rape is involved, and also sexual harassment, whereby some of these people are born or are raised in a household whereby there is sexual harassment, whereby maybe there's a stepfather who has sexually harassed this young girl, or maybe there is a teacher in school who has sexually harassed this student who is a girl. And in Tanzania, people who are committing those acts, they are sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. On your side, do you think that that punishment alone is enough to justify for their evil actions against these to these women.
Yes, of course it is enough, because we are observing at least the things going down, at least. And I know before they have just introducing, they did research and to say, okay, maybe that thing will be good. It will be good. So it's enough, but there is something that it has been happening, and it has been what can I say? It's need to change. They have to change.
Yes.
Because you may find a person committing that's an issue, and they taking and they don't taking action.
They don't take action, most especially when it comes to relatives, right? For example, a father has actually sexually harassed a daughter. That means that would just be done family-wise, and won't be
Most of the
taken to
time,
court.
that's what is happening.
Okay.
So I don't know if it would be right to complaining about that. You can say the
punishment.
the punishment
Yes.
that has been introduced. But what is happening? People, they lack sometimes an education of at least to put the thing in the right place. So instead, they have just tried to finish in a family level.
And that is actually not good at all, because at the end of the day, that child is being deprived of her right.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Would you have actually any final words? Any final words? Yes.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for calling me and being together, at least to have these discussions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what can I say is we have to understanding about being humanity when it comes to sexual harassment.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not something very good, and also we are expecting that the development for any country is starting from the people who are living to that country.
Okay.
So if we're destroying the people of a particular country, that means we are destroying the country, even the future of that country. Because through having good people, it's where we will have a good leaders, doctors, and different professional people who will be good and helping the community to go further. So it's very nice to make sure that we are coming together and live as Tanzania in one, in a peace way,
Yes.
and Tanzania as one.
Okay, so
Yes.
you just have to focus on humanity. Humanity has to be the core of it all. Hagai, anything else to add?
Regarding on the issue of family stability and also on the other side of instability, do you think that most of the families in Tanzania, as we're winding up, do you think that most families in Tanzania are stable regarding also beside this problem of unwanted pregnancies, or there may be other issues, maybe, or challenges or solutions that can be used in order to solve that problem?
The problem of instability.
Yes, and making sure that there's family stability in many of our families right here in Tanzania.
The issue of family stability, actually in Tanzania, I didn't even have a time to do research, but we're still observing that there is no stability most of family in Tanzania.
Okay.
And because of different issues that's happening, so they lack love and peace, and people, they are not living as one. So that's a challenge, and we have to change. We have to change, as I have just said before, and live as a family.
As one.
Yes, as one. Maybe that will be helpful to even to that family to have a good family,
Okay.
Yes.
and to have a stable family,
Yes.
from parents, kids, and even the whole family as well.
Okay, so humanity, living peacefully, that is what will actually bring us to having a stable family. Not just that, but we have many, but in finalizing this, we had a very wonderful discussion here. I was joined by Emmanuel Lemoy, who actually offered his perspectives on this topic. And I also had...
Yes, you were with me, a guy, Iman Mbogo, and we had a great discussion about this issue of unwanted pregnancy and the issue of stability in many families right here in Tanzania.
Thank you so much. We actually explained and explored many things in this topic. We hope for you to actually continue listening and watching us. Stay tuned for more programs here at Mlimani TV. My name is Esther Liaru. This is Mlimani Discussion Forum. Till next time, have a wonderful time. Thank you.
So, kama tuna
Thank you.
Thank you so much also.
Thank you.